Our Camion Sugorokuden is an interesting strategy game that is heavily inspired by the Japanese Dekotora art truck racing culture that would see a selection of games find a home on the PlayStation 1 in Japan only that are quite rare to find and very little is known about them. From what I have been able to find online regarding any sort of feedback or information, the game was released in the year 2000 and acts as a strategy game that plays out more like a board game. If you look at iconic games with the likes of the Game of Life, it has that distinctive visual appeal to it, almost like that. So you're tasked with pretty much driving lorries to different destinations that are all pointed out by different markers that you see on the map, and it is turn-based as well, so there are distinctive elements that you have to be aware of. Now you have random choice elements, so you turn like a steering wheel that will give you a distinctive selection of different colours and choices, and it will represent certain moves that you can have on each turn. You can have anything from like sort of one move up to like 9 or 10, so it will allow you to move further or shorter across the board until you reach your destination. And more often than not, you usually have some form of objective in which to adhere to, so you'll either have a massive package to go and collect, so you'll have to try and drive to the destination to collect the package and then bring it somewhere else. But you also have to contend with the many caveats around travelling long distances. You'll have to stop off at different points to get fuel for your truck while driver fatigue sets in, so you'll have to stop overnight at different places in order to rest up before you can drive again. Plus you have to deal with issues with your truck breaking down, and there's other elements with the likes of being pulled over due to checkpoints or engine trouble or even tolls in which you'll have to pay money for in order to get through, which can hold you back. In some cases that it can stop you from receiving turns for quite some time, as a result that your opponents that you'll face off against that are also doing similar things, they will have more direct turns, so you can end up going for long periods without being able to move at all. But again, it's a strategy game. This is the whole idea behind it. These type of games now probably aren't for everybody, as they are slower paced, and with it being turn based, you do need to have a lot of patience with it. Every choice that you make has a direct impact on the outcome, good or bad. You won't be long fighting it out, let's just put it that way. But it has some distinctive elements and quirks, and I do like the graphics on it. They're very cartoony, even like the way they're presented in a 2D isometric format, but it really suits the visual style that it's going for, and it's a different spin on your typical strategy games, as there's a lot of different options and playable features available. Now, because of the Japanese language, it will hamper certain elements in understanding on what you're able to do, but all you have to worry about is that if you see some form of progression, which you naturally can get with the turns, once you're able to move around, then you should be okay, as long as you can get from A to B, do what you need to do. Now there will be some caveats in the road, like I said, there'll be issues that'll pop up which will require some more turns and twists and additional goes in order to achieve your goal, but you will get there eventually. You will also have to contend with various elements that will pop up at different stages with certain mini games that can help you on your quest to go against you, that can either cost you money or win you money, so you can do like head-to-head rivalries against your opponents in order to achieve additional elements that can help you further progress in the game. But again, the language barrier will confuse and stop some from playing the game. But like I said, if you stick with it and just see a form of progression, you literally just need to keep tapping the circle button and keep moving forward, and as long as you're able to progress to some degree, at least you know you're on the right track. That's the best way to really perceive these games, especially if you do not understand the language. But from what I have played of it, it is long, you will need a lot of patience with it. It is tough to understand really what to do, but like I said, you won't be long figuring it out. It's not overly complicated compared to a lot of these strategy games, in fairness to it, it's not. There's definitely a lot more user friendliness and pick up and play appeal to it compared to most of the titles similar in this category, and it might appeal for those that do enjoy these type of challenges, in fairness. But regardless of what I think, I would love to know your thoughts. If you've played this game, or did you even know anything about it, or do you enjoy this style of game that were released on the PlayStation and consoles of the time? So be sure to share it down in the comments below. And if you are interested in seeing more of these type of titles that were released on the PlayStation, especially more of these rare ones that were released only in Japan, then be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And you can also check out this playlist to see more of those games that I have covered already on the channel in action. And as always, keep those gaming memories alive.